Welcome, Genesis International College students. Let's dive straight into this explainer for Topic 5. Today, we're breaking down exactly how to strip simple formwork safely and efficiently. This is the moment of truth. It's where all your hard work setting up the pour finally gets unveiled. But doing it correctly, absolutely crucial for the integrity of that fresh concrete.
Consider this your official, step-by-step, practical guide to mastering the final stages of a concrete pour out on the job site. We're covering the critical unit CPCCCO2013. Now, taking down the forms, it might seem like the easy part, right? Just rip them down. But as we're going to see, it actually requires just as much precision, safety awareness, and technical care as putting the whole shebang up in the first place.
We're going to walk through the exact chronological sequence you'll experience on site. So we'll hit 1. Approval and inspection, 2. The stripping process, 3. Denailing timber safely, 4. Cleaning and storing, and finally, 5. Clearing the work site.
All right, starting off with Section 1, Approval and Inspection. Getting the green light.
Before we even think about touching a piece of wood, let's define our core task. Stripping is really a careful balancing act. We have to remove all those structural supports, the panels, braces, pegs, while protecting both the fresh concrete and our reusable gear. And hey, really notice the word carefully here. You can never just jump right in. There's a strict protocol. Think about it. The concrete has just been poured. It's still curing, so it's incredibly vulnerable. And on the flip side, the timber and steel you're pulling down, those are expensive assets. They absolutely need to be preserved for the next job.
Which brings us to the golden rule. Never strip too early. Seriously, pulling supports before the concrete hits its required strength is a fast track to disaster. If you pull them away prematurely, you're looking at cracking, severe surface damage, or worst case scenario, a total structural collapse. Nobody wants that. Always confirm with your supervisor that the specific curing times and strength requirements from the job plans have been met. And use your eyes. Look closely at the surface. If it seems dark or actually feels soft, stop immediately. Do not pass go.
Moving right along to Section 2, the stripping process. Step-by-step action.
Okay, so assuming you've got the green light and the concrete looks solid, it's time for the physical removal. This 4-step workflow, it's your bread and butter out there. Step 1, check that approval to strip. Step 2, inspect the structure. Step 3, remove supports in sequence. And Step 4, use proper tools and lifting methods. That sequence is absolutely critical. You want to start by removing the non-load-bearing stuff first, wedges, braces, clamps, to prevent any kind of sudden, dangerous release. And a quick tip for Step 4, when you're using pry bars or hammers to loosen the boards, you got to control your force. Literally never strike the concrete surface directly.
And as you're working through all of that, keep the walkway clear. It is so incredibly easy for a job site to morph into a chaotic obstacle course of loose boards and trip hazards. It happens in the blink of an eye. By safely stacking your materials in designated areas as each section comes down, you maintain a safe work zone for you and everyone else around you. It just makes life easier for the next phase.
Which leads us to Section 3, Denailing timber safely. Hazard reduction. Freshly stripped timber is basically covered in hazards that need immediate attention. We handle this through denailing. Now, it is exactly what it sounds like, removing all the nails, screws, and fasteners, but it definitely requires its own strict safety protocol. Think about it. You're dealing with boards that have sharp metal protruding everywhere. That is a massive puncture hazard just waiting to happen for anyone walking by or trying to handle those materials later.
So how do we do it safely? It's a very systematic 4-step approach. Step 1, prep your work area. Step 2, pull out those fasteners. Step 3, safely dispose of the nails and screws. And Step 4, check that the timber is actually safe for handling. And hey, for Step 3, you can't just toss those pulled nails onto the ground. They absolutely have to go into a designated disposal container. Once you hit Step 4 and you verify that the board is totally clean of sharp hazards, then and only then is it officially safe for handling and reuse. All right, Section 4, Cleaning and Storing, Protecting the Asset.
So once the timber is denailed and safe to handle, we still have to deal with the concrete residue, the mud, the dust, all of it. The crucial thing here is knowing the difference in how we treat the materials. It breaks down into 2 categories, reusable versus waste. For the reusable stuff, cleaning off that residue extends its lifespan and ensures it performs perfectly on the next pour. Stack it and store it properly. On the flip side, waste materials, like if a board is splintered or just structurally shot, must be bundled up securely for safe disposal. Loose, damaged timber shifting around on the back of a truck or in a bin, yeah, that's a major safety risk you want to avoid.
Almost at the finish line. Section 5. Clearing the worksite. Final housekeeping.
Look, your job simply isn't done until the worksite is completely clear. We need the concrete to finish carrying safely, without any physical obstructions or environmental hazards left behind. Good housekeeping means following a few strict but totally manageable environmental rules for proper waste management. First, pop that securely bundled waste into the designated skip bins, and please keep those skips covered. It stops litter from blowing across the site and prevents polluted rainwater runoff. Second, avoid contamination. Things like cement bags or chemical waste, they follow a completely different procedure than general waste, so don't mix them up. And lastly, reduce, reuse, and recycle whatever clean steel and plastic you can.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought. When you look back at a perfectly stripped, totally clean formwork site, how are your final housekeeping choices directly protecting the very next crew that clocks in for their shift? It's a chain reaction, right? A clean site is a safe site. All that effort you put into carefully stripping, denailing, cleaning, and clearing, it literally prevents injuries for the trades coming in right behind you. Thanks so much for joining me for this one, Genesis students. Take these practices, apply them rigorously out there on site, and most importantly, stay safe.